caught up. All right, so partner A is going to get done today. Partner B, you're going to get done tomorrow. All right, so let's just go over and make sure that you have everything that you need on your tabletop. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need on your tabletop is going to be your tabletop napkin. Okay, on and or with or for a actual client, we would be using a towel. Okay, if we don't have any more of these, because we're starting to run out. Okay, so we have our tabletop napkin. The second thing that you need are 2 towels. If you don't have the gray towels, maybe you have the green towels. Either one will work just fine. So you use 2 towels. You need a paper towel to wipe your fingers and your hands. You need a bowl, a mixing bowl. This is a flexible mixing bowl. And we take it and squeeze it. It's flexible. Okay, it creates a little spout. So sometimes you have product that you need to pour out, and so you can pour that out easily. Okay. You can put this in the microwave if you need to heat something up. If your salon has a dishwasher in it that is only for spa related or salon related tools, sometimes the products are really oily and they're difficult to clean out. If you have a huge salon that you need to wash things quickly, I've seen where they have the dishwashers and then they wash these things in there to make sure it's safe to wash it. But these are good for that. You can also place these in the warm towel cubbies that we're going to be talking about here in just a little bit. Okay, these are some things that you've learned from last year, but just as a refresher, or if in case you were not physically here, if you're virtual, maybe first time you're seeing some of these things. So typically, when you're doing a service on a client, you would use just the bowl. Today in class, because we don't have the time and luxury of time to wash and all of that, and really scrub, because some of this gets really oily, we're going to use a bag. We don't have the big bags to use. We're going to use this little small sandwich Ziploc bag. So you're going to grab your bowl, and you're going to place your bag over your bowl, and the way you hold it so you don't get your fingers dirty is like so. Okay, punch the bag all the way through. You're going to punch for the dip so I can pour your product in, which I'm going to come around in a little bit and pour it in. Okay, and that's how you hold it. You can take your spatula, the wooden spatula, the big thick popsicle stick. We're going to scoop up and apply. Okay, we're going to throw away the spatula because it's disposable. It's one-time use, along with the bag, and then we're just going to clean up with our bowl. Okay, with a client, when you're actually doing a client, you guys have from your aesthetics kit, your facial kit from last year, you have 2 facial brushes, and then you have that have the bristles. You have the one that's the fan, okay, and that one is to move around product that is soft, like the collagen mask that we'll be using today. It's kind of like a lotion that you're moving around. So the bristles are softer, and that's good for that. Then there are some masks that are hard, like oval, hard to move around, so you need to use the brush that's oval, because the bristles are more together and more stiff and more firm, okay, so you can move that product. It takes time, it's a bit harder to clean, etc. We don't have the luxury of the time, so today I'm going to teach you how to use the spatula. When you're using the spatula, grab your spatula. Person that's doing partner B, grab your spatula. And when you're going to use the spatula, you don't use it standing up like a tree. You don't use it like you're pushing the cuticle back at a 45-degree angle. You use it as you're spreading. Okay, like there's cake, and you're spreading the icing over the top of the cake. You don't poke the cake, you just want to spread it. Okay, so you want to hold it flat. Take a look at your spatula. This is a piece of wood, and you can get a splinter. A lot of times, or sometimes, you'll find a piece of wood or a spatula that has a little piece of wood off to the side that's kind of chipped. It's called splinter. If you were to take that and rub it over the skin, the client gets that splinter in their skin. It's hard to get out. Sometimes you can't see them. They bleed, etc. It's a problem. If you don't prefer to use these, you can use the silicone spatulas that also came in your kit. Those are best. But for today, we're using these, and then you'll see in some salons they use these just for sanitation. You just one-time use and throw it away. You don't have to worry about cleaning it up. Okay, it's faster as well. Just kind of observe it really quick. Look at the edges. Make sure there's nothing crazy that's sticking out. Don't take your finger and rub the edges because it's wood. You'll get a splinter. Okay. And then again, you're spreading the icing over the cake, and you're gentle. You're not jamming or jabbing or scraping the top of the skin. Just very gentle, okay? If you find something, throw it away. They're cheap, get a new one, okay? Don't use a bad or splintered spatula. So that's what we're gonna be using today. At the end of our service, your towels are gonna go in the silver bowl here. I didn't go get the basket, so we're gonna put that there. I'll wash it later. I'm gonna wash the towels at 4th. Your towels are gonna go, everything else is trash. You just need to wash and then put away your little bowl, okay? So that is the table setup that you have for today. You also have your hand sanitizer on your tabletop. So you've already sanitized your table. You've already set it up. You've already washed your hands. So go ahead and take your hand sanitizer and squirt some on your model's hands, your service provider squirting it on the client's hand. And then you also squirt some on your hand. You always want to model to the client what to do. A lot of times clients don't know that you need to spend some time rubbing in the sanitizer, and they don't know how much to use. So you pour it in, and then you pour it on yourself as well, and then you rub your hands together until it dries up. Clients will just go like that, and then they'll go like this. What if their clothes is dirty, right? What if they pick their nose and they rub their booger on their clothes? Now they're going to wipe their clean hands on there and then give you the hands, right? Worst case scenario, but possible. So you model to them. They're sitting in front of you. So if you keep rubbing your hands, they're going to feel like, okay, I need to keep rubbing my hands, and they're going to keep going until you stop. Okay, so you teach them and indirectly how to sanitize their hands. Jewelry. I've told you before, and don't use this one, but I'm just going to show you. Anytime you have a client and they have a lot of jewelry, especially like wedding rings and things of the sort, give them a little baggie. Have them put their jewelry in the baggie. Have them put the baggie in their purse, or leave it on top of the table, not in a pocket. Because if you just put the ring on itself by itself in the pocket, it'll fling out. She's so excited, she's relaxed, she's got her manicure, she's running out the door or whatever, she's paying, she takes her keys out goes the ring. Okay? So put it in a baggie, it's safe in the baggie. Baggie goes in a purse or on top of the table. That way it's visible, and you both don't forget to put the stuff back on. The mask will ruin any thread jewelry. So if you have, or if your client has any thread jewelry, remove that. The other thing I need you to do, I need you to roll your sleeves up past your elbow. Because when we put the hot towel, we're going to put the towel pretty high up. So you don't want to get all wet. Okay, so roll it up past the elbow. Okay, that is your client draping, that is your table setup, and that's your sanitation. That is not included in your 5 minutes of service. Okay, the hand sanitizing, yeah, but the rest of it should already be done. Okay, I'm going to come by and give you your mask. Okay, remember that your mask, okay, it begins, some of them, okay, will begin to dry when the air hits them. Some of them will begin to dry once they get or mixed with water, if it's a rubber mask. There's different kinds. Remember from last year, a mask, M-A-S-K, is the shape of the face, the shape of a hand, like a glove, or the shape of a foot, like a boot, right? We're not doing that kind of mask. We're doing the mask, M-A-S-Q-U-E, that is a product that you're covering a surface with, and it takes the form of the surface you're covering. Today is the M-A-S-Q-U-E, okay? So this is a collagen mask. It's kind of like lotion, if you will, in the consistency. It does not dry, so it's not going to harden. We're going to apply this on the entire surface, bottom, top, and everywhere in between of the hand, from the wrist to the fingertips, and then we're going to wrap it with a hot towel, okay? So I'm going to come bring you this in just a little bit. I don't want to take it out just yet because I don't want it to dry up and start working. Always read the manufacturer's directions to make sure that you're following exactly the directions of how to use the mask. Especially when we're going to do a rubber mask, and you have to mix it with water, and you gotta like mix it perfect consistency, and you gotta mix it really fast. If you don't follow those directions, it's gonna get hard in your bowl, and you just waste a product. Okay? All right. Let's talk about essential oils. We're gonna talk about our towels and how to prep our towels, our hot towels. We did this last year, so in case you were virtual, you can go over it again. In case you're here, you should remember. There's lots of different essential oils. So this particular packet, as one of our new packets, this is like a food type of essential oil, the cheapy ones. So there's like banana and cherry and chocolate and coconut. Those are great. They're great scents. Definitely great flavors, right? But we are working this week with the green tea aroma, okay? The green tea smell. Green tea and bananas, yeah, no, right? Not go very good, okay? So with our four essential oils, I'm going to be using tea tree. Kind of goes together, okay? You always, like the lavender we were using last week or week before, you know, it's calm and soothing and relaxing. It has a very soft smell. You don't want to use peppermint essential oils with lavender, because peppermint is on the complete opposite side of the scale. It wakes you up, it's invigorating, it's spicy, it doesn't go together, okay? So always make sure that your essential oils match your aromatherapy that you're using or whatever product scent you're using, okay? So, all right. These particular ones, as you've seen before, they come in different little vials, okay, different little containers. This, then the containers typically dark, and that's to preserve the oil that's inside, okay? These essential oils, they cost about $30 or so for this little container. You're like, why? Why is this so much? It's so expensive. Okay, lavender in those purple containers, you see the flower on the label. It's a little stem with little purple flowers on them, little leaves, petals. If I were to take this entire room and plant lavender plants, okay, I would have to take 200 pounds of the flower, process it to create 1 gallon of essential oil. That's a lot. If this whole room is filled with lavender, I process it, all I get is this. That's why it's so expensive. The good stuff. There's cheap stuff, and it's cheap and inexpensive, but the good stuff is good. Okay, so we're going to use tea tree. I'm going to take it over to the towel warmers. And with the towel warmers, there's 3 towel warmers, okay? So your towel warmers are going to be, there's either a 1 level or a 2 level towel warmer. The 1 level towel warmer is this one here, okay? It just has 1 little shelf, 1 little drawer, okay? 1 level. So it's hot. It's a little oven in here. Be careful. If they're on all day, they get really hot, okay? If they're not on all day, you just turn them on, you can touch it, it's okay. But they've been on all day, since the morning. I couldn't find the tongs, like when you go get a hot dog or something, I couldn't find where they're at, so when you pull your towel out, be careful. But you always want to make sure that you unplug your equipment, okay? Make sure you're very careful with it. That one over there is like this one, except the door swings. This one here, like that one has 2 shelves. It's a 2-level one, okay? You put your towels in like so, okay? They kind of bundle up and bunch up and once it's full. But super important to make sure you're just extra careful. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your appliances, your machines and such. Let's say that this is a $10,000 machine. I don't want to leave it plugged in. And there are a few reasons why I don't want to leave it plugged in. One of them being is that if there's a storm, remember how my projector went out? Okay, there's the lights flickered, okay, and then it was gone. It fried it. That can happen to your appliances, to your electronic equipment. So you always want to make sure you have a power surge protector, so that if that happens, it doesn't fry your equipment. 2, you never want to leave anything plugged in that's not in use, because it instead of lasting you 10 years, it'll last you 5. The longevity of the equipment, it kind of goes down each time that you leave it plugged in, okay? The other thing that you want to make sure that you understand is that it can catch fire. If you leave something plugged in and you accidentally, like this one, the little light is red when it's turned on, but sometimes it's a little old, so the light turns off. So you're like, oh, no, it's not on, but it really is on. It's just the light is broken. And imagine if you leave it on over the weekend. Bad, right? So you want to make sure that you unplug it. One time, in the other building we were at, we left one plugged in, okay? And one of the towels was in there. And it was wet, but it was in there so long that when we came back on Monday and saw that we left it on, when we opened it, the towel was like black. It was wiped out, okay? Had it been over the holiday, that probably would have burned the school down. Okay, pretty bad. So always make sure that when you're done using it, you unplug it, and then always just put a towel like this. There's moisture in here. You want to let that moisture really release out of the machine, so that way the bacteria doesn't grow in there or anything of the sort, okay? Or mold or anything. So always just keep those things in mind. Protect, if it's $10,000 machine, which we do have those, you want to make sure you protect it well, okay? So coffee pots, things like that, anything in your salon, anything at home, always want to unplug it and protect it with the surge protector. Okay, so your bins. This is one of the bins. I like to use the blue ones. I couldn't find the other one, so we have 2 purple ones over there that we use for ice. But those are the bins. They have hot water. It's cooling down, but it's a little hot, okay? And I'm going to put the essential oils in there. So when you do your essential oil drops, you want to just do a drop or 2. Ooh, that was a lot. And so you want to make sure just to be gentle with your drops. And they're going to kind of lay on the top surface of your water. Whenever the first person that goes into that water, if you will just take it and swirl the water around with your towel, so the essential oil will mix with all the water, because at first it just kind of lays on the top, okay? All right, so that's essential oil. So I'm going to go ahead and get you to grab your towel. Everybody grab a towel, and I'm going to show you how to roll your towel. All right, so these are new towels, so if you have a new towel, you want to go ahead and take the tag off, okay? You never want to have tags on your towel. 1, it's tacky. 2, after a while they get like old and they like are hanging from them and stuff. And then 3, they can get hard and kind of just hurt your client after a while. So everybody should have a towel, okay? Take the towel and fold it in half, like a hot dog. Make the corners kiss, and then you're just gonna pull, okay? So as you're pulling, you're gonna feel like there's kind of like no stretchy, right? It's a little cheapy towel, big deal. So you're gonna go ahead and take the towel with the corners kissed. You're gonna place the towel. Alan, you can do it too. You can do it too. You place the towel at the I want to say cubicle. That's not it. At the clavicle. Okay. Your collarbone. Bone. You're gonna place the towel there. Okay. Place the towel here at the fold in half, and then place it here at your collarbone. Take your hand like you're chopping something and chop underneath your breastbone. Then let the flap fall forward. Grab it there on the sides, and that's where you pinch it. That's the fold that goes down. A third of it, okay? Place it here again on your chest. The point of this is that you're going to roll the towel as tight as you can, and when you get to the bottom, this inside flap, you want it to be shorter than the outside flap. So we're going to tuck. It takes a time or 2 to get it wrong to understand, so just bear with me. All right, we're going to roll a few, and then watch. I'm going to pinch it with my fingers, and with these fingers, I'm going to tuck. I'm going to tuck in and roll. Okay? Tuck in and roll. And I'm going to keep coming, bring it up my chest and roll. I'm going to tuck in and roll. The point is that I want my inside flap to be shorter than my outside flap. So as I'm going, if I see that it's not getting shorter, I need to tuck and roll. Tuck it and roll it. 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 Okay? What happens is that as you're tucking and rolling, 1, your towel is nice and tight, so that's good. So it's not too bulky, because after a while they don't fit in the warm towel cubby. 2, you make the cinnamon roll. The cinnamon roll side is a nice, pretty side of the towel. It should be aligned, it should be even, nice and tight, and it should look like a cinnamon bun roll. You should see the swirl. That's the pretty side. That's the Pinterest side. That's the side that we want to show in the picture. The butt side, the ugly side, is this side that has a hem. That's the ugly side. We don't want to show anybody that because it looks ugly. Okay? And then the tuck and roll, if you take the hem side of the tail, and this side of the tail, it should be longer and it should cover the ugly. If your tail is like this, where the bottom tab is showing, then you didn't tuck enough. Okay? So you should have the outside flap covering the ugly. So like I said, it takes a couple times to first do it wrong, and you're like, oh, okay, I see. And then you start tucking it in and rolling. You're like, oh, okay, I got it. The first time you do it, you're like, what? I don't get the tucking. You just have to make sure to pinch when you tuck and really tighten it up. Okay? Again, the reason why we tighten the towels is because if you do 20 towels in a towel warmer, 10 on each shelf, it gets pretty tight in there. Alright, so when you're ready, everyone's going to come to one of the bins, and this is how you get your bin ready, or your towel ready. You're going to take the towel, put it over here. You're going to take the towel, you're going to hold it from one end, and you're going to insert. I didn't have my hands washed to put it in the clean water, okay? Your hands need to be washed before they go in the water. You're going to take the towel and you're going to insert it into the water like this, and you're going to let it soak. You want to give it a second because it's got to reach the inside swirl of the towel. It's nice and tight, especially if it's really tight. Then you're going to lift it up out of the water, turn it upside down, and you're going to insert it like this, hold it, and let it soak. The water is warm, probably hot, so just be careful. Okay. Once that towel is fully soaked, then you want to grab it and you want to wring it as best you can. You don't want it to be drippy wet. Okay, wring as best you can inside the bowl. That's why your hands need to be clean, because you're, rinsing your hands in essence. You're going to then take the pretty cinnamon roll side, the butt side is hidden, the pretty cinnamon roll side, and you're going to insert it very carefully with the flap to the bottom. Insert it carefully into the warmer, and that way whenever you open it and the client sees it, it's not just jammed in there, it's not ugly, it looks professional. And then we have the nice cinnamon roll sides. If you need to take a picture to kind of mark it, hey, a hot towel wrap, and you want to take a picture of this, and you want it to look nice, okay? Never put a dry towel in here. Put a wet towel, okay? Questions on how to prep your towel and put it in here. Okay, there's 3 bins that have the oil and the water, and there's 3 warmers. First person in, please swirl it before you immerse your towel. Go ahead and do that really quick. And then we're gonna go ahead and continue with our service. As you're prepping your towel, I'm gonna go ahead and pour your mask into your container. So make sure that your bag is ready over your little bowl. I'm gonna use a spatula to scoop up the product. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and continue. Some of you guys are finishing putting your towels in the warmer, that's good. Models, make sure that you're ready to go. Jewelry and all is out of the way. Okay. If you get the mask on your clothing, for the most part, the mask will wash off, but at first it stains, okay? It'll be white, but once you wash it, it'll come off, so you're okay. Some masks will stain, depending on the color of the fabric, but just know you'll be okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to grab, service provider, go ahead and grab your little bowl. Fix the bag over your fingers so your fingers don't get dirty. You're going to grab your spatula, okay? Grab it firmly at one bottom side, one half side. You're going to scoop up the product, and you're going to apply the mask on the entire palm and back of the hand. You can go ahead and get started. When you're applying, I'm going to keep talking, you just keep working. When you apply the mask, you're going to go in order. Which order is up to you. Right hand, left hand first, doesn't matter, okay? You're gonna go from either the metacarpals, the top, the wrist area, to the fingertips, from the middle of the hand to the outsides of the hand, from the fingertips up to the wrist, or you wanna start on the palm, that's fine. From the top of the wrist to the fingertips, from the middle to the outsides, from the right to the left, from the left to the right, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have to make sure that you cover the entire surface of the hand. With a brush, it's a lot easier because the bristles move and it's just an easier, nicer application. It's kind of painting, right? I want you to imagine this. Imagine you're decorating a cake. You just baked a cake and you got the bread, okay? And with that bread, now you're gonna put the icing on the bread. Well, isn't it gonna kind of, unless if you're going for that look, right? But isn't it kind of like ugly if there's a birthday cake that you can see the cake through the icing, right? Like you just want to cover the whole cake with icing so it looks nice, right? You want a whole white cake, not the bread showing. So that's the same concept. When you're covering the hand, you want to cover the entire skin, okay? You don't want to see skin through. So that's a technique to practice. The amount of pressure that you push down is going to help you with the application, right? The steadiness in the muscles of your hands, the strength of your hands. So you're going to cover the back of the hand, the palm of the hand. Don't forget the fingertip, cuticle area, the tippy tip. Don't forget the underneath of the fingernails. Don't forget the palms, the beds of the fingertips, okay? The web area, the middle of the finger is typically what's the hardest for people. And sometimes your client is like really stiff. And so you can just have them kind of shake their hand a little bit, or you can just guide their hand. Again, with a brush, it's a lot easier. But you're going to do that application. You're going to do it on both hands, okay? After you do it on both hands, then we're going to apply the mask, the towel over the mask, let them sit for a little bit, and then do the removal, okay? While you're doing the application of the mask on both hands, I want to just go over one more time the product control and your product profit, or your profit off of your product. Yesterday we talked about it a little bit, okay? You buy this container for $50, let's say, okay? Which, by the way, if you wanted to buy these to offer practice or offer these services, you can. You can go to the nail supply, and you can go to the nail supply and buy these of different scents, all different collections, and then you can have those to offer yourself, okay? So let's say you buy this for $50, okay? And let's say that you get 100 ounces out of this container. If you get 100 ounces out of the container, 1 ounce per service, you can get 100 services, 100 mask services from this container. If you charge $5, you do it 100 times, how much money is that? 500. So that's how much money you're going to make off this container. You invested $50. So 500 minus 50 is 450. So you cleared profit $450 from this container. Okay? If I scoop out 2 ounces or 1.5 ounces instead of 1 ounce and I'm wasting product, I just threw in the trash my profit. Okay? So portion control, I gave you a little extra so you can kind of see, oh wow, this is really a lot, I don't need this much. Okay, that's how we do with most all products, so just to teach you what not to do. So you definitely want to make sure that if you use extra product, that don't throw it away in the trash can. Offer your client, hey, would you like to go for, up the elbow? Either for free or you can charge them an up service, it's up to you. For an extra $2, you want to go up the elbow, okay? Or if they want to, you can offer them on their feet, right? But if not, just use the product. You can't use it on another person because you've double dipped, right? But just use your product. Don't throw it away in the trash can. Okay? Or you take it, right, and then put it in a little baggy container and just give it to your client and let them take it home. But just don't throw your profits in the trash. Portion control is super important to making sure that you have a good amount of understanding of how much was my product, how many applications can I get out of my product, how much money can I make from this product that I'm buying. That's why a lot of times our products are expensive, because we can make that money back when we're purchasing that product, okay? All right, so about this time we should almost be done working on the second hand. If you're not on the second, go ahead and move over to the second hand. All right, time. This service for us is 15-minute service and it takes $5, okay? So if you are going to do 15 minutes, okay, you want to split your service up within your time segments. So 15 minutes, 5, 10, 15. The first 5 minutes is sanitizing the hands. Maybe you want to apply a little bit of lotion, or if the mask calls for a serum underneath the mask first, that's fine. You're going to apply the mask. So the application of the mask is the first 5 minutes. The second 5 minutes is going to be the application of
9:30 ADA attendance reminder.
The second 5 minutes is going to be the application of the warm towels and letting her sit in him or her sit in the warm towels for 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes is the removal of the mask. Okay. Remember that your cleanup and your table setup, that is not included in your client. Your client's not paying for that. They're only paying for the time they're sitting in the chair receiving the service. So I'm going to give you just a few seconds to finish your application. Then I'm going to show you the I said I'm going to show you the removal, but it's the application of the hot towel. If you will, go ahead and service provider, get your hot towels out of the hot towel cubby. Now I will say that if you were to put your hot towels in the warmer at the beginning of the salon day, right? If you go into the salon and you're like, okay, well today I have 3 services that are going to need hot towels. I'm going to go ahead and prep my towels at the beginning of my day, put them in, and have them ready so that I don't have to stop in the middle of my service, go do all that, and the towels are not hot enough, okay? So, if you watch today, it's obviously not going to be hot, but if you will, go ahead and take your service provider, go grab your 2 towels, and you might not necessarily grab your actual 2 towels, and that's okay. Just grab 2 towels. Everybody put enough in there that everybody should be able to have 2, okay? So go ahead and do that. Now, anytime that you're coming through and that you are actually putting in the towel or taking the towels out, you're going to obviously burn yourself. Not today because they're not hot enough, but you will be needing a platter, a little plate, a little basket or something to put the towels in, to go from your towel warmer to your station and to lay them down. You don't want to put them on the floor or on the tabletop where it's, you know, clean but not on something. You just looks a little bit more professional when it's on a platter. All right, so we need to get going with time. So you go ahead and grab your towels. All right, so go ahead and take the towel out of the hot cubby. Oh, I'm sorry, I failed to mention to put both towels in there. If you already have 1 towel in the hot cubby, we can start with that one, it's fine. I'm going to be using this arm to demonstrate how to wrap the towel on here on your client, okay? All right. Yeah, you need both towels. One towel per hand. You can wrap both hands in one towel, but we're going to do 2. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. All right, service provider, I'll need you to stand up. Model, I'll need you to put your hand out like a little mummy, just one at a time. All right, service provider, we're going to pretend the towel is really hot. You're going to take the corner of the towel, grab it by the corner and let it drop, and then you're going to hold it like so. Now, when you do that, sometimes the towels are really hot and they're steaming. Don't do it over your face because 1, your glasses will fog up, but 2, it's hot, so it'll burn. So just kind of go away from you, and then you're going to wing it forward and backward to cool it down. With the light, you'll be able to place the towel somewhere where you can see the steam. If there's a lot of steam, it's a lot of hot, okay? You can and will burn your client for their face, their hands, or their feet. The way you test the temperature of the towel, take 1 corner of the towel, place it on the inside wrist of your hand. If it is hot, if you cannot handle it when you hold it, it's too hot for the client. You can burn them. When you take the towel off, if you burn them, the skin is like a blistered red color, like a light red. And the clients, if it's hot, can blister, so you can hurt them, okay? So you're going to fan out the towel. I'm going to show you 2 ways, okay? You're going to go ahead and take it vertically like so. You don't want to just bundle the towel. You want to professionally apply the towel, so keep it as like smooth as you can, okay? It's a little difficult. So you're going to take the towel halfway, put it at their fingertips halfway of the towel, and you're going to push the top full piece down. Okay? You're gonna then fold it at the fingertips backwards and try to even it out as best you can, kind of like a little sandwich. Your corners should be as even as possible. Jackie, move it up more, like up the arm. The fingertips should be in the middle of the towel. There you go. All right, you're gonna tuck the left side under the hand, the palm, the arm, keeping it as straight as possible. Jackie, fold it, fold the tip front, fold it forward. There you go, fold that part first, fold that back. Tuck in the left side best you can, keeping it nice and smooth. And then tuck in the right side best you can, keeping it nice and smooth. Okay, that's your little mitt. Then take the client's hand and just place it on the top of the table. Okay? Alright, the next one, take your next towel, unravel it, hold it by the corners. If it's not hot, it's okay, you can go ahead and grab it either way. And you're going to flare it out. Look at the light for the steam to see how hot it is. Then you want to gently place it and hold it over the inside of your wrist. If it is too hot and you can't handle it, it's too hot for your client. Now we're going to do a different way. You're going to hold it this time, but sideways. If you're doing just the hand, you do sideways. If you do up to the elbow and you're going to do mask all over, you do it long ways because you need more towel. Okay? So go horizontal. The fingertips, this is a fingertip right here. It's going to go in the middle of the towel. And then you're going to fold it forward. You're going to do the same thing. Tuck the tip back so you have a big old long hot dog going sideways. And then what you're going to do best you can, okay, you're going to wrap all the way around. You're going to wrap the towel and just swirl it all the way around. Okay? So you have a long, and you're going to come bring it. And you're going to continue to wrap all the way, bring it over to the opposite side, keeping the towel as organized as you can. It's wet, so sometimes it gets stuck. And tuck it in. So you just wrap the whole thing over. Okay? And then place the hand on the tabletop. Again, if you're doing just from the wrist to the fingertips, you use it horizontally. If you're going from the elbow to the fingertips, you use it vertically because you need the length of the towel to cover the towel. You let your client set for a second. Of course, this is the 5 minutes, right? The last 5 minutes of your service. So service provider, go ahead and take the spatula, take your bag, throw that away, and then you can put your bowl away. Okay? We are going to pretend that it has been 5 minutes. Now we're going to remove. I'm going to show you. Let's start with the one that you did long ways. Okay? And I want you to watch me first. Okay? You need to, especially if the towel is a towel that dried and got hard, you're going to put the towel on afterwards, let it soak so it'll break down, and then you pull off. You're going to hold it at the top, okay, at the end. You remember how we moved the scrub on the hand before we rinsed it? Same concept. You're going to take it and you're going to rotate. And you want to make sure to grab the arm and really rotate against the arm. And you're going to rotate and you're going to pull. So as you're rotating, the camera's here so I don't want to pull too much. But as you're rotating, you're pulling the towel off and towards you. Be careful not to get you dirty. Okay? So grab the arm, rotate it. And as you're rotating, you're pulling towards your belly. Be careful not to get you dirty, okay? And the point of it is that you're moving the mask, okay, off of the client, and you're pulling it off at the same time. Go past the fingertips. When you go past the fingertips, you might have still some mask on the hand and the arm. It's okay. Fold the dirty side of the towel, find a clean section of the towel, and clean the webs in between the fingers, under the nails, the cuticle area. The one part that we always leave is the end, so like the arm or the wrist area, wipe that down. Always using a clean side of the towel each time, okay? You're gonna do the same thing to the second hand, except for instead of from the arm, you're going to go to the wrist. Can I record y'all a little bit? Do you mind?